in all my books actually, I always include a few challenge words, and I didn't even really know what. Actually, a librarian told me that that's what they're called, because when my first book came out, my neighbor has a friend who was a children's librarian. She would come by. I remember she came by to visit my neighbor, and I was out in the yard, and she said, Chris, I love your book. She said, I love your book, and she said, I really love the fact that you put some challenge words in there. And that was the first time I'd heard that. And I said, oh, thanks. What's a challenge word? And she said, well, words that kids don't necessarily know. They're going to ask their parent to, what it means or look it up on their own. And I said, yeah, that's really important. She said, from now on, when you write a book, and she said, you didn't do it in this book. She said, I don't want you to ever do it. She said, don't ever talk down to kids. Don't ever write down to them. Don't dumb it down for them, because they see right through it. And they're insulted. They're insulted because they think you're, baby talking them. And so all my books have some pretty complex language. I mean, there's some words in there that, kids may not necessarily know. King Hugo's Huge Ego has a word right in the title that kids may not necessarily know. But I think it just to expand the vocabulary and their learning, it's good to put those words in there.